Yo, 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 happy Monday, people. Happy Monday, happy messages of strength. So this song's very applicable for how I feel today, and it is ready to rock and roll, and I hope you're all ready to rock and roll, because I know there's a lot of people out there that are in great need of some messages of strength, so they say. So, if you're new or you've been following me for a while, and you see how we rock these out, so every week, obviously last week there's a few things that come up, so obviously the forecast of the live streams weren't rolling out for the rest of the week. But just to let you know, the way we've structured it is Mondays is messages of strength. People will always think, fuck, I have to go back to work, or something's happened over the weekend, or people are, whatever it might be, coming down from the weekend, and then they need some messages of strength. So Mondays is always messages of strength. Tuesdays is going to give you guys a really great understanding of it's Truth Tuesdays, so giving you that truth, opening the door to a lot of hidden misconceptions. Wednesdays is giving you a hump day. It's going to be Wednesday's wisdom, which is going to work out really well. Thursdays giving you the first for success. Friday people, we always talk about with Friday, giving people that it's going on to the weekend, because obviously Saturdays is sacrifice, what you need to sacrifice on Saturday, and Sundays is soul sessions. But Fridays is giving people that understanding of Friday freedom as well. So if you want to know more about it, let me know. But today, let's get on with the show. Jeez, it's hot today. I've been inside working all day. I've gone out and my bald head is getting sunburned. So let's rock this out. What I want to do, I was doing a little bit of study this morning between appointments, and between meetings, and between messages, posts, and get everything rocking and rolling. And the thing that I want to talk about is how to manage stress. Yeah. And how you manage stress with two ways. And obviously, some people say, well, you don't get stressed, but stress is an indicator of you getting to a threshold, getting you to an indicator that you have to change something up. So we always know that, when we feel stressed, it's either, an emotional, it's an emotional adjustment. Stress, we either secrete, which is the stress hormone, which everyone pretty much knows is cortisol, and so on and so forth. When you feel stressed, what it is, it's indicating, because we have so many different warning signs, we have different mechanisms, and so people call emotions are the name of us to feel something, yeah? So it's us to, to say emotion is a word for a feeling. But I want you to really take this into perspective today. How you manage stress, and when you start to feel stress, you need to either change your structure, or you need to understand that it's about structure and it's about placement, yeah? So what I mean about structure and placement is that you need to change something about your structure, and then when I'm talking about placement, what are you placing in your mind? Because we also know that to be able to understand that, okay, cool, I'm getting stressed out because either I don't have enough structure, I'm not structuring my day, so I'm getting stressed out because I'm not fulfilling it, or I'm getting stressed out about something because I'm not placing myself in the right way by, getting up early, having a routine, and so on and so forth. And I found it very interesting because, look, there's so many ways that we can teach, that we can share, that how to manage stress. But when you're talking about structure, by seeing, okay, what can you change in your life to be able to, help you with that stress, is that, well, if you've got 24 hours of the day, so how would you have better structure that's going to be able to give you that better understanding of yourself, or to get more things done, is having a plan and being able to move that. That's very important for you guys to be able to understand that. Another thing is a placement. If you want to go and find love, then go around to the right places, go and socialize, put yourself out there. You can't be just sitting on a couch and and watching TV. That's not the right placement. If you want to be seen as a great teacher, if you want to be seen as a great sports star, then you need to place yourself into those places. You need to be able to place yourself to be seen, understood, and trusted. And that's the same thing as social media. It's a great outreach, and it's a great tool for good and evil. So another thing about managing stress as well, when you're talking about structure, is that you need to be understanding that, okay, why are you getting stressed out? Why are you feeling that way? Because you're not getting the result. You're not allowing yourself to have enough time. What's happening? Aren't you, you've got maybe you've got the wrong people in your life. It's your thought patterns as well. So changing structure is changing everything. It's the routine, what you focus on, who's in your life, who isn't. And what it really comes down to understanding that as well, when you have a great plan of anything, a great plan of anything, meaning that I love to always create my results created the night before. So when I get up, I know what I'm doing, I know how I'm doing it, I know what I need to bring into my life, I need to know what I need to remove, I know what resources and so on and so forth, and it is so vital, because if you're just getting up and making it and doing a little bit of this and doing a little bit of that, life's hard even without a plan. So you're going to have people that don't really understand where you're coming from, people with their own pain. You're going to have, because the thing is, what people don't understand is we are born to succeed. Humans are born to succeed, but there's a thing that gets in the way. This thing that, what was created is called life, is called it's a bit of a roadblock. So there's a thing that we have to, because otherwise we need to put food on the table. We need to have that energy exchange. We need to be able to go forth and say, okay, you know what, we need to make money, so I need a job. It needs to be sustainable. So that's what you need to understand, that people create stress because they don't have a plan. They don't know enough about something. They haven't planned it. They haven't put in the work. And then it comes down to placement. People are getting stressed out because they're overweight, but they're placing themselves on the couch, or they're placing themselves at a fast food, at a fast food shop. And then they're still getting stressed out because you're not having the right structure, your placement isn't right, and then you're not going to get it. It's the whole thing about people that are struggling financially, that you need to have a structure. What is finance? Finance is an exchange of energy. So the more placements that you can have energy, and obviously being of value by doing the education, of getting the results, living it, breathing it, is that, okay, I can start having different placements where I'm going to have different exchanges, and the more energy I have different exchanges, the more placements, the more finance, or people call currency. It's a simple, it's not really that hard. And as people know, or most people know, that success is a science, and when it starts to become sexy, it becomes an art, because it just flows. It's just easy and effortless. So this is another thing as well. I was talking to a few people today, and they were saying that the relationships are failing. It's hard. There's no good men out there. There's no good women. Rah, rah, rah. I said, okay, cool. So what is your structure and placement for you to achieve that? And they will go, well, what does that mean? I'm like, well, there you go. One strike. So structure and placement of obviously finding love and the replacement of, in the right placement, or the replacement of the replacing of your non-love life, or your love life to be. What that comes into a perspective of is, what is your structure? How are you placing that? Are you giving off that energy? Are you going to be that attraction energy for that? Where are you placing yourself? Are you going to nightclubs where it's just going to be a one night stand, or are you going to nice bars, the proper meetups, and so on and so forth? So it's all these questions that you can ask, and this person goes, nah, I've just been going home, going to work, and then from work just going to the gym. I'm like, so okay, your structure isn't that great, because there's not really much planning or formula being able to put through that. And then obviously your placement's nowhere near strong enough for you to be able to get that. And then I ask the people, I go, so would you say that with that understanding of how you're growing is are you feeling comfortable with what you're getting? And they're going, no, I'm very stressed out, I'm very lonely. And I'm like, well, you might as well keep headbutting yourself on the brick wall, because what are these people doing? Because it's exactly what would happen here. Ladies in the middle of the road, there's no structure. Can they beep the horn so they can get out? There you go. She used a bit of structure and she used placement, and now the traffic's rolling. There you go. See, it's everywhere in life, and when you know it, then you can flow it. So what I ask you today is, what and where are you getting stress from? What and where are you getting stress from? And most of the time we are getting stress from, or where things aren't working, is that we're not having a plan. We're not having a strong enough plan. We're not putting enough things into place. We're not having the right resources. We're not moving enough. We're not placing ourselves into circumstances. Like, if you want to be a great person of influence, if you want to be seen, if you want to be then you need to place yourself on social media. You need to place yourself on stages. You need to keep putting yourself, in front of the right people. And, you know, otherwise you're going to have stress. So if you think about this, if you have stress in a relationship, in a business relationship, in a friendship, you know, whatever it might be, there's so many things that are happening. And the reason why there is stress there is you think about it, okay, in the relationship, why is the relationship we got stressed? Why is it dysfunctional? Why isn't it working? Because, you know, we're just getting up and we're making it up. Oh, okay, let's maybe do this and let's do that. There is no structure. You aren't talking about each other's beliefs. You aren't talking about each other's values. You know, this is important to me. This is important to you. This is what we're going to be doing. Have a plan, have something to look forward to. It's all got to do with that placement. You know, are you placing yourself in the right path? Are you in the right energy? You know, placing yourself with your partner to have that sustainability. Are you placing yourself, you know, going to do the right things instead of you going to the strippers, or, you know, you're always going out with the girls? Are you placing yourselves with your partner to spend enough time so you both can feel appreciated, loved, or whatever the values and beliefs are? And these two simple philosophies that I came about, and I was looking at how people are getting stressed. What you know, I didn't, you know, because we could just sit here for hours and talk about how we can overcome stress. But simple, I like to keep it simple, Simon, or simple stupid. Hey Lily and everyone else, how you going? I've got the sun right on the screen, so I can't really see who's on here. So I'll just keep rocking out and teaching. Oh, and that girl almost got ran over because it's not a crossing. See, there you go, guys. She was crossing the road and almost got hit. The structure was that she couldn't see around the other car, and the placement, she's placing herself on a non-crossing where there's an oncoming truck was about to run her over. You know what I mean? That would have caused a lot of stress if she still lived. So this is a thing as well. Check this out. Where are you failing or struggling in life? Yeah, I don't like to say failing, because every time, like, we just use the words because you guys can relate to it, because that's what you like to use, failing. It's basically a lesson. Think about where you're struggling now in life. You know, is it your health? Are you overweight, or you don't have the right body image? You don't have the right energy, or, you know, you're not really happy the way you look. You're not feeling, you don't have the energy or whatever. With your wealth, are you unemployed? Have you got a job? Are you, you know, whatever it might be? Have you got your business? Are you struggling in that, or you'd like to create more of everything, but you can't get there? You know, you'd love to give back to the family. You'd love to contribute and give back to others, but you can't. Then if you're looking at understanding, you know, team, family, you know, you want to create a team, or, you know, your family, it's been dysfunctional, what's happening there? If you talk about self-love, obviously I'm going through all the life categories here. You know, self-love, what's this guy doing? You know, if we're looking at self-love and that self-relationship, are you loving yourself? Are you really deep down putting in the work so you can actually love yourself? Do you feel like you have a relationship with yourself? Then if you talk about your passion and purpose, are you living your passion? Do you know what your passion is, or what's your purpose? Why were you put on this planet? Okay, so if you're struggling in any of them or all of them or whatever, then what I want you to think about, the daily routine. I want you to think about your structure for obtaining them. Do you have a plan? Do you have 12 months and then go back 9, you know, obviously 6, 3, you know, a week and so on? Do you know that? Are you placing yourself to be able to obtain that? Are you placing yourself in the gym? Are you placing yourself in the right places to eat the right food? Are you placing yourself, you know, in the right places to have any exchange, to obtain wealth? Are you placing yourself to be able to help people so people can see you, understand you, trust you? Are you placing yourself in a perspective to give back to others? Could be a charity, could be, you know, you don't always need money and the rest of that. Are you placing yourself in these areas? Some people don't know how to drive. You know, are you placing yourself, we'll just park over here for a moment, guys, just quickly. Are you placing yourself in a place to be able to create a family? Yeah. Do you have a partner? Do you have a great team? Do you know what leadership is? Are you able to remove the wrong people out of your team so then you can have, you can have trust, you can have loyalty, you can have respect? All these things you need to be taken into account. You know, is your family, are you placing yourself, are you having structure to bring your family together so then they can work like, you know, a finely tuned machine? All these things that you really need to start putting energy into, yeah? So what I want you to think about today, and the homework I'm going to leave you with is that, just let me turn that on. What I'm going to leave you with is that, what is the structure? What is your structure for you obtaining your desired outcomes? Are you placing yourself enough for you to be able to achieve your goals? And you go, oh, but how do I know is enough is enough? Is that you place yourself into a position in front of people, in a situation, or you to have that physical action until you receive your result, and then more. Because once you get your result, then you want to go, okay, what's next, and keep going. So if you're not knowing something and then you're stressing out about it, that's because you haven't had enough structure, you haven't found out enough about it, you haven't done the planning. You know, that's why, you know, today I did it a little bit later than normal. That, you know, is programming your mind, having the structure, you know, from the day before. Yesterday I didn't do my results creator, I was with the family. No excuse, I just didn't do it. And today I woke up and was just like, geez, what am I doing? And, you know, I sort of knew roughly what I needed to know, but it wasn't set up from the day before. Then obviously, then you program, you put the energy, your thoughts, your beliefs, your systems, your programming in the morning, and that's going to give you the structure, that's going to give you the positioning, because you program your computer system, which is your mind, first thing in the morning. Then if you want to take it 10 steps even further, is that you want to have that planning system. You want to be able to know, okay, cool, that's me in 12 months. In 9 months, I need to achieve that. In 3 months, I need to achieve that. In 1 month, I need to achieve, in, you know, 4 weeks or week right now. So you know where you're going. When you know where you're going, it's great. Otherwise, you're going through a dark, you know, through a dark tunnel and you don't really know. So if you run through a dark tunnel, I want to ask you something. If you go anywhere, do you run into a dark room and keep running, or you stop and you look left and right and you maybe go circles and you go off the path? Of course you do. But if you know where you're going, you sprint, because you can see, okay, there's a desk there, there's a cabinet there, and you know where you can go. And that's exactly like life, people, that you don't go into a dark room or you don't go into a dark tunnel and sprint, because, you know, your awareness is, I might hit that, I might go off the path, or I might do something wrong. So if you know where you're going by programming your mind, by setting example where you need to go, by being able to have that programming your mind, so on and so forth, turn that off, someone's walking past the car, and all these things come into place, then at least you know where you're going, yeah? And that's what I want you to really, really feel, is that having the right structure and placing yourself in the right places in all areas of life is going to give you the desired outcomes, and is going to take, it might not be stress-free, depends how good you get at it, but it will take a lot of stress off. So if you guys can get that, that's really, really going to be taking everything to the next level. So if you can start to supplement that, start to move those things over, guys, you're going to be in a really great place as well. And remember this, if you don't program your mind, it's like running into a dark room or walking into a dark room. I don't know where I'm going. Geez, I'm a little bit scared. I'm a little bit tentative, you know. You're sort of like tapping around to where you're going. Before you know it, instead of you walking towards where you want to go, you're completely off the path. All right, guys, have an amazing day. Much love, much respect. Yes, I had a few days off because, you know, there's a lot of, everyone deals with a lot of different challenges, a lot of different ways. You need to regroup, you need to re-advise, and you can keep moving forward. So have an amazing day, guys. As I always say, you could be anywhere in the world right now, but you are here listening to me, Lee Bundy, the CEO of Team Beast Mode International, the messenger of strength. And now what I want to let you guys know as well, we've just opened our doors to the Mastermind, the Advanced Mastermind, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. And what I'm doing for the first 50 people, which there's only 4 more spots left because 46 people have already jumped on board. It used to be $197 per month. It's going to be $97 per month to be able to ask amazing questions. You know, you're going to be getting live answers. We're going to be talking about the latest technologies, mindset, anything we've got to do with health, wealth, contribution, family legacy, creating a team, business, relationships, sex, absolutely anything that you want to talk about. And you know, last week really blew everyone's mind. So if you want to be a part of that, let me know. I'll get you the link, and that's just $97, just under $100 per month, which is a tiny investment. You'll be invited into the group where there's going to be a lot of you know, a lot of blogging, a lot of high-end information shared as well. So that's going to be really cool. And guys, what we're going to be doing as well, we've got the next retreat, which is happening at the end of March, the 26th to the 31st, which is going to be huge. That one's almost ready sold out, which is going to be, that's really exciting. We're moving some people around to make sure we've got the right mechanics and the right energy in the room. Plus the True Authentic Reality, which is the online program, which is every Tuesday and Thursday, is just really, really blowing my mind, because you know the caliber of people coming through, you know, and I'm sure that we are adding massive value, and everyone's saying that they're getting the result, because it's nothing to do with there's not enough information, it's the application of information. So, and then obviously, guys, you know, we're taking it to the next level as well, but you need a phone interviews, the one-on-one coaching, which is 3 months, 6, 9 and 12, which everyone's going for the 12 month. That's going to be all fantastic. So if you want to know more about that, let me know. We'll get on a call and we'll see which is the best service to you. Have a great day. As I always say, guys, you know, you can always be your best, but don't talk about it, do it. Have an amazing day. Take care.